Hi guys, welcome to card 10 of my Halloween card series for 2013. I'm starting out with a Paper Smooches stamp set called Halloweenies. Just using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink and stamping it onto some Copic quality Crafter's Companion cardstock. And it's an 80-pound cardstock. It's perfect for blending. And it's a brand new stamp set, so the first one kind of was a little fuzzy, so I wanted to stamp it a second time. And there you go. Finally got you guys in focus. Okay. And then I'm also stamping onto a piece of the pattern paper from the Doodlebug Fright Delight collection. And I'm just going to end up cutting out my images. Oh, sorry you guys. This is from the Halloween Parade collection. Fright Delight's my Bow Bunny collection. Okay, so I'm going to start out with a series of cool grays. I'm just starting from C3, and then I'm going to go back and use C5 and C7 to kind of give it the look of black without the harsh darkness that black can give it. So my goal is to keep this card pretty simple but yet like cute. It's actually for my 4-year-old niece, so I wanted to keep it kind of cutesy for her. So now I'm coloring in the hair, and I'm using E57, E47, and E37, and just going back and kind of just like streaking the hair into place to kind of give it like a hair strand look, I guess. So I'm filming from the left this time and hoping that my hands won't be in the way of coloring this whole time, I guess. Yeah. So because I have a tendency not to watch the camera as I'm coloring. I try to focus. That's why I really like the voiceover, because right now I'm listening to my music and I'm just really enjoying making this card. Now I'm using V15 and V17 as my darkest and just going back and forth and shading them. Now I'm not going to color her dress because I decided I wanted to use some of the pattern paper from the Halloween parades. Doodlebug collection, so I'm just kind of working around her outfit. And I'm using YG25 and YG11 for the stripes in her little stockings, and also the little middle stripe is V15 and V17 again. For the little buckle on her hat, I used Y21 and Y17. For her lips, I used R34 and R32 as my lightest. I added a little bit of that YG11 and YG25 to around the pupil of her eye to kind of just give it a little bit of, I don't know, more character. And then I used BG quadruple 0 around her whole eye, like, circle. And then went in with my colorless blender and blended that out just so the white appeared more white, I guess. Now I'm digging for a combination of E's that I want to use for my skin tones. So I ended up choosing E50, E53, and E triples, or not triple, but 00. So I'm just blending, trying to get it to look sort of like an even skin tone. And then color it in the little hands. Now I'm going to color the pumpkins. Yeah. I forgot all about the pumpkins. Okay, so I'm going to start out using YG or YR 00, and I'm just going to color the whole pumpkin in. And then I'm going to come back in with YR 02 and kind of give it lines like you would see on a real pumpkin. And then I'm going to come in and shade again with my YR 04 and 07 and just give the shading, trying to get it to have that effect like a real pumpkin would have. And then I'll go back in with my YR 02 and blend it all together. So I'm doing the second one because I decided I wanted a little pumpkin guy for the inside of my card also. So I'm doing the same exact thing as I did on the first pumpkin on the second. And now I'm going to use E37 and E47 for the stem, and then YG11 and YG25 for, or sorry, no, YG03 and YG11 for the leaf. So now I'm going to paper piece my little witch really quick and then cut her out. Oh, and then I'm going to add a little bit of shading to her dress first after she dries. And then I'm going to take my YR07, and I'm just going to edge this orange circle. And then I'm going to go in with my next lightest, which is YR04, and then I'm going to go with my next lightest, which is YR02, and then finish off with YR00. And I'm just kind of building like an illuminating moon for behind the witch. Now I'm going to use my Cool Grays 1 and 2 and just give her dress a little bit of shading and more dimension, so it doesn't just look like she's been, you know, a piece of paper has been slapped on her. So I fussy cutted her out, and now I'm pulling out all of the pre-cut pieces of the card that I got and starting my card base. So I'm going to take some of the pattern paper from the Halloween Parade collection, and I'm just going to add it to the bottom of the card. And then I'm going to mat that with some My Favorite Things steel blue cardstock. It says steel blue, but it's really like a medium gray. And then I'm going to mat it onto some Orange Fizz My Favorite Things cardstock. And then I got some more little strips of the same pattern paper collection, and I'm just going to turn them into some little like banner flags. And I'm just going to adhere them to the front of the card. Now I also cut another circle with the Spellbinders dies, and now I'm going to just use some of my Tim Holtz Black Soot Distress ink and kind of give it a soft inked edge, just so it sort of looks like it's illuminating also. And then I'm going to adhere my little orange circle onto the front of that one. Now I'm going to grab the little bat stamp that comes with the set and kind of just position her where I want her and figure out where I want to put some bats, because I wanted that to go on there also. And now I'm grabbing my Spellbinders Halloween themes and shapes. This is the little fence one with the black cats and crows on the fence. And I'm just using my Tombow Mana Multi glue just to adhere the little fence down to the front of the card. And then that way it could also hide that paper seam. And just trimming it off to where it fits the card. I decided I didn't care if the crow was covered because I wanted the little black cats to be part of the image or the front of the card. Now I'm using some American Crafts little pop dots, and I'm trimming up one of the pop dots to fit on her little shoes. I'm just going to adhere that to the front of the card. And then before I put her completely down, I wanted to tuck the little pumpkin behind her leg. And then I decided I wanted just the sentiment to be part of the card instead of adhering a sentiment to it. So I'm going to try this direct stamping thing. And it just says, "Hey, cute Google," on the front, and it was perfect. And then I'm trying to add some more bats, because I really like them bats, but I decided never mind. And I'm adhering it to my card base. But first I'm going to score my card base at a standard A2 size. So my card base is already cut by 5.5 wide, so I'm just scoring it 4 1/4. And I'm going to use my card base as a mat also. So for the inside of the card, I'm going to use some more of that Orange Fizz cardstock and some of the smooth white cardstock. Both are from My Favorite Things. And then I'm going to also use some more of that pattern paper and do that same banner thing that I did on the front, on the inside of the card. And then just adhere a large circle for the message for the recipient. And then I decided I wanted to stamp that little pumpkin guy in there because he lost his curlicue when I cut him out, and so I wanted to have that back. So I put that. I stamped it and then put him on top of the stamped image so he could have his little curlicue back. And then I decided I wanted to put a sentiment on the inside also. So from the same stamp set, I used the Happy Halloween, and then I wanted to put a few more bats on the inside just to keep the card cohesive and coordinate. And that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm going to adhere this to the inside of the card, add a few stickles, and that's it. So I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the series, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles!